Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel. I'm Alberto and we are back with Buonasera, Bianconeri, coming to you a little bit earlier this time as, it's just how the schedule panned out. Now, we got a lot to cover where we left off, but first, I just want to wish you all a Happy New Year. Okay, so here's the first live of 2021. Want to get into doing these more often, especially ahead of match days, which we are. We're ahead of Juve Udinese, which will be the first match of 2021 for Juventus. And there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news as we go into the winter mercado. Just a lot of stuff going on. We'll try and tackle as much as possible here on this one. So where did we leave off? We left off with another one of the Chihuahuas out there yipping away. Rocco Gomeso just wouldn't shut up randomly one day during this week. I think it was a couple days ago, just about this win against Juve, saying that he was nervous at one point that Juve was going to get a gift, as they always do. And man, what game were you watching? Like, it's one thing that you got the win, but leave the talking to the players or whatnot. You are a complete imbecile, okay? When I talk about toilets, and you guys might hear me refer to people as toilets, this is a personality that is a toilet, okay? Jumping on the it's cool to hate Juve bandwagon when stating he was a supporter before he even owned Fiorentina. Like, the guy's just a clown, to be honest. He goes off about Chiesa again, bringing up Chiesa and how he left Fiorentina. It's like, man, get over it. Seriously, get over it. It's done. It's finished. He's treating Chiesa like it's an ex-girlfriend. Get over it, man. One way or another, we knew this is what it was going to be like with Fiorentina. Fiorentina, this is their they probably had the parade, and I hope that we beat Juve trophy looks good in that otherwise empty trophy case there. So yeah, just basically shut your mouth, Rocco Gomeso. Now we get on to some other rumors, just rumors coming out. Now Graziano Pelle, and like, you're getting all these names, and I feel like they're out there just to make us feel better about who Juve eventually gets as the search for a backup striker continues. But Graziano Pelle seems like such a Conte-esque signing, right? And Pirlo, like, the more you look at his system, everything like that, it does seem like he's trying to get that system that he played in under Conte back with us. But Pelle, I'm not so sure. There's also rumors of Piatek and a Berna exchange. I had to laugh at that one because Bernardeschi apparently won't accept a move to Lyon. You think he's going to take one to Hertha Berlin in exchange for Piatek? It's just not happening. And Bernardeschi, big rumors today, obviously. Papu Gomez in a swap for Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi valued somewhere around 23 million euros, and Papu Gomez very, very low, somewhere around the 12 to 15 mark. So we would be overvaluing Papu Gomez based on how we think he's going to fit the system, which theoretically he should fit the system. It's very similar to that of Atalanta's. But I don't know. I feel like this would be another one of those moves where you're blocking your rivals, okay? And you'd be blocking basically Merda, who wants to add Papu Gomez, of course, because Merda wants to add absolutely everybody all the time. It feels like a player comes up, and especially in the midfield, and Conte's just like, yeah, we're going to get this guy. We want this guy. Look what happened with Eriksen. He's got no room in there. They went after Vidal, who's done and dusted, in my opinion. Just keep stacking them all in there, and you can only play a certain amount any given time. So do what you got to do, clowns. It is what it is. But this move, for me, I feel like I feel like Bernardeschi has value there. Obviously, the discussion's been continuing on social media, and I was talking to some Juventini, and some were saying that basically, Bernardeschi is with that of De Sciglio and Rugani, but I actually hold Bernardeschi a little bit higher in terms of the other two, and the reason is because he's playing with the Azzurri. He does well for the Azzurri, and since that last break, he's actually played quite well for us as well. So he's on this upwards trend. He holds more value than De Sciglio and Rugani, no question. And I feel like if we made a move to get rid of Bernardeschi, move him to a side like Atalanta to get Papu Gomez. Papu Gomez is 32 years old, so it's really short-sighted in my opinion, and it wouldn't be helping us out long-term. And again, we're not really getting the most out of Bernardeschi. We're just kind of settling. I don't want this team to continue to settle with signings and whatnot, and the selling part. The selling part of our transfers has always been rough. It's been a rough patch for Juve. There's no denying it. We've done well, okay, on some out of nowhere with like the younger guys, like Odero, like all those guys. We do good in that. When it comes to the guys we've spent a bit more team struggle and get ourselves into these positions where we almost lock ourselves in with these guys, and then they stay far beyond and we can't move them, right? So it'll be interesting to see. But the Papu Gomez Bernardeschi exchange, I mean, honestly, it's not terrible, but I just don't feel like it's the best or the greatest move. But of course, I'd love to hear what everybody's thinking as far as Papu Gomez and Bernardeschi swap, what your thoughts are. Graziano Pelle, back to this guy. I don't really know. I feel like these names are all thrown out, so that will be okay when we end up getting Fernando Llorente. Depay, Memphis Depay, heavily talked about. 5 million euros, I guess. I find that hard to believe. I know his contract is expiring and whatnot, but that is crazy. And if Lyon has seriously gotten to this point where you are about to lose Memphis Depay for 5 million euros, you have failed miserably. If that is an opportunity, though, it's crazy that Juve can't take advantage of that. If you've got to, work some things out, you got to figure it out. But I don't know, 5 million euro. And this is the strange thing too, is that I said, how are we in a position? Because when the talks were of Milik joining Juve, it was, well, his contract's going to be up, so you would get him for the remainder of that term. But I said it before, and I'm saying it again with Depay. Whenever you sign these guys, typically, you're going to agree to terms with them. Okay, so in turn, if we get Milik, in turn we get Depay, those terms, the agreement would have to be set with Juventus. I can't see Juve jumping on somebody just to lose in like 6 months. I feel like now there is a bit more structure to the overall project and everything we're trying to get with Pirlo. So I see them basically wanting to get somebody and lock them in. I don't know. I know that the January signings that we get are usually just a repair, type of deal, just plug some holes or whatnot. But I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit more organization in terms of the guys we're bringing in, and that we are really trying to buy into a project for Pirlo here. I'd like to hope so anyways. Otherwise, things are going to get messy, but that's been covered a lot on the podcast as of late. We can't get into these scenarios where we create a coaching carousel. We change managers all the time, change systems. You don't want that. At some point, sooner or later, they just got to go all in and stick to it for at least a certain amount of time that we can actually say we gave it a shot. We definitely didn't give anything a shot with Sarri, but Sarri shot himself in the foot with not having any of the guys in the locker room behind him, other than maybe, less than a handful. So, we'll see what ends up happening there. Reports today of Juve Possibly looking at extending Giorgio Chiellini for another season, as Andrea Pirlo would like him to be a guy that sticks around in the dressing room. He just wants him in the dressing room. I love Giorgio Chiellini. The guy's a legend. It goes without saying. However, I feel if you want him that bad in the dressing room or whatnot, give him a job. Do not take a roster spot away from a willing and able body. We need guys, in my opinion, that can be in there for the long haul of the season and contribute steadily through. Chiellini, when fit, without question, is an animal. He's a beast. But he gets hurt far too often now. His body just can't take it. So figure out another way if you need him in the dressing room. The other thing is, too, we've got quite a bit of guys that can carry this dressing room, I feel. And at some point, you do have to hand over the reins, but you still got guys, you got Ronaldo, you got De Ligt, who I see as a natural leader, even though he's younger. Dybala's around for now. Bonucci, say what you want about him, but older experienced guy. Buffon, the big one, and he's even as a backup goalkeeper. Buffon is a tremendous leader. Look at this short little video clip. I mean, today that came out with him walking out onto the training pitch with Pinsolio, and saying, us, we'll never give up. And yeah, that's big time. He always has the right words. But Buffon's a big one. And a lot of Juventini have the shouts out now for him as being a starter even. And for me, I could definitely justify giving him more minutes, but I think Tech should be the number one in my personal opinion. And who knows what's going to happen, because, we're talking about these transfer rumors, but Donnarumma is another name that's lingering around. Whether it's Raiola trying to get the most out of AC Milan, whether or not Donnarumma will actually leave there, this is all up in the air. But if, in my opinion, if you had the opportunity to get Donnarumma, I think you take that as a Juve. And Tech, a lot of Juventini asking, would he be a backup? No, absolutely not. He's far too good to be a backup, and he shouldn't be a backup. But like you say, man, the past few appearances from Buffon, the guy looks like he can go into his 60s. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, yeah, Donnarumma, though, if you had a chance to, I think you got to do it. As far as the strikers go, Graziano Pelle doesn't excite me. Really none of the guys really do excite me a lot. But Depay, 5 million euros, it seems like a no-brainer, right? I think you got to try and swing that move. The nice thing about Depay, he, out of all the guys we're linked to, is the most versatile. Okay, so Depay can play multiple positions across the front. I think it's a no-brainer, but I seriously question. I seriously do question Memphis Depay being available for that amount, and think Lyon will probably try to swing something. I don't know, but it seems crazy to me still. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Of course, we've got the first match of 2021 tomorrow. Juventus versus Udinese. And the schedule, especially in January, is insane. Okay, so Juve is slated to play 8 matches. That includes the Supercoppa Italiana versus Napoli. Okay, that's also jammed in there amongst a couple tough fixtures. So, yeah, this is, as I call it, the make or break month for the season, without question. We left ourselves with very, very little room for error. So, yeah, it's going to be up to the guys now. It's up to Pirlo. It's up to the players. But the experimentation and all that, it's done. It's dusted. It's time to get your head down and put in the work and get things done. The focus needs to be as sharp as ever, and he needs to be consistent. The part that worries me about this club and going into this type of schedule with these 8 matches like this is, just that, the focus and consistency. Are we going to be able to do it? Are we going to be able to get the rotations in there when we need them and not suffer in terms of the play? That's going to be the big key. So Udinese first up, Milan, Sassuolo, Genoa, Merda. 3 days after Merda, you've got the Supercoppa against Napoli. Then you've got Bologna and Sampdoria. So this is one hell of a January month. And honestly, we can't bank on the opponents because there's too many of them. Okay, if this was a title race where you got one, maybe 2 teams that are kind of up there with you, you can kind of have a little more leeway. But Sassuolo's in there. Atalanta's really not far off in the grand scheme of things, Milan, Merda. This is tough. They have no margin for error, and they got to get it going tomorrow. So lineups for Udinese. The projection is pretty much the same across most sources. Tech in goal. Okay, so Szczesny in goal. Danilo, Bonucci, De Ligt with Sandro. And here's the thing. The only discrepancies are whether it's going to be Kulusevski or it's going to be Chiesa as the opposite side wing back. Looks like you're going to have Big Mac, Weston McKennie, Bentancur, and Ramsey across the middle. Ramsey sliding into that hole behind the forwards, which of course are going to be Morata and Ronaldo. Like I said, this should be the lineup. And I would expect Chiesa get the start. However, there are conflicting reports, some saying that it's going to be Kulusevski. I'm not really sure. There's some Juventini making the shout to get Dybala in this one so that you can have Morata, Ronaldo going for Milan. To be honest, I think, again, like we were just talking about with the condensed schedule, with everything that they have to do in this month, try to get back in the top spot. I say play your guns, get the job done, get some rest through some subs, and then Milan, if you have to face them with the same core group of guys, maybe make 1 change or 2 maximum, keep it the same, keep it rolling. Dybala's got to get he's going to have to give us more. And the tough thing about it, for those making shouts to maybe get Dybala in against Udinese so that you can have your guns, Morata and Ronaldo, rested for Milan. The problem is that he hasn't given us enough so far for us to bank on him, even though it's Udinese is like a lower to mid-table side. That's the tough part of where we are right now, and Pirlo is somewhat handcuffed. Okay, he is. He's somewhat handcuffed. He's somewhat handcuffed because of the performances he's getting from certain guys. But Kulusevski does not have a home, in my opinion. This wingback thing with him, I'm not sold on it. I don't like him there, to be honest. Maybe you rotate him up top, but I don't know. I see a lot of struggles when he's got his back to goal and players. He seems to get dispossessed quite easily. I would try him in the middle as one of those alternatives to Ramsey so that he could play in the middle, but then slides up into the hole behind the forwards. I think he would excel there. But again, we had hints that we were going to see it a couple times. Never amounted to anything. But Kulusevski needs a home in Dybala. Dybala hasn't given him enough. So Pirlo is a bit handcuffed there in some sense. Federico Chiesa will be the one to watch in 2021, in my opinion. And there's a lot of Juventini already shouting, saying he should be ahead of Juan Cuadrado on the right wing back slot. Honestly, good problem to have. Cuadrado is a utility guy. But yeah, rotating the 2, I'm fine with that. On the left, since Sandro's come back, it's good. We could use a little bit of work offensively. That's why I'm kind of shocked why when Bernardeschi was on an upswing, his minutes went down. He had a great break for the Azzurri, came back, looked good for us. Haven't seen it enough, but I think he could do some damage from the left. And then having the three guys at the back, Danilo, De Ligt, Bonucci, should allow us to use guys like that, Bernardeschi in that position, allow him to push forward. You can use Sandro as one of those center backs as well, but because Sandro is just hit and miss. I thought when we go back into this 3-5-2 that Pirlo wants to play, Sandro would excel. Hasn't been the case so much. So it's hit and miss. Sometimes he looks great and he is willing and he gets up and advanced. Other times, not so much. Yeah, I don't know if it's just opponent-based or whatnot, but it could be better. But it's very, very strange. My theory was that Bernardeschi was on an upward trend. They wanted to shut it down so that they could make some type of move, hopefully in January for him. Of course, he's got to accept, which is why earlier in this session I laughed at the rumors of Piatek for Bernardeschi in an exchange. If Bernardeschi isn't really willing to go abroad to some of these other clubs, what on earth is going to lure him to Hertha Berlin? I just can't see it. So Udinese and Juve tomorrow. This is we got to start it off right. We got to get the ball rolling. Then, of course, Milan will be midweek right after, and that is the big, big matchup. Milan, of course, doubts that their gun, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, very, very slim chance that he's going to be able to play in that one. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what develops with that one. If he can make it in, slide in there, but he's been out for quite some time. He's missed quite a bit of action since the injury. And I don't know if even if he gets back in there, if Milan risks him for the Juve match, but Juve would have to take advantage. The thing with Milan is they're still doing very, very well, despite the injuries, despite missing certain key guys for matches. They've been doing very, very well. They've been finding ways to win. Hernandez is out for their match tomorrow, just based on suspension and whatnot, but he will be facing Juve. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's going to be a big, big matchup. But I want to hear from all you. I want to hear your predictions for tomorrow against Udinese. I want to hear how you would line Juve up. And then I want to hear if you line them up the exact same against Milan, if you would make some rotations, what your thoughts are. I think, honestly, at this point, find the best, get them out there. If they get the job done, roll with them again. The fear is that guys will not be benched even if they struggle. Bonucci, that comment kind of stands out to him, especially after that last match. His showing was just absolutely brutal. Was he the only one that struggled? No. Was he the only one that was brutal? No. Against Fiorentina. But again, it's unacceptable. And when you're wearing the armband, it's got to be better. You've got to be the one that they feed off of, and I'm not seeing it. I only saw it when Gigi Buffon was in goal. Again, it's things like that, the leadership that Buffon brings, and not only that, that was when our defense looked the best organized and structurally, and the entire team played well. He was not the nonstop talking all throughout the match, and you can hear him, especially now that there's no fans in the stadium. It feels like that's all I can hear through my feed, almost over the commentators, is Gigi Buffon yelling from the back, orders, telling people to calm down, not take fouls in certain areas, constant direction, and that's going to help this team, especially all the young guys. So, yeah, I mean, Bonucci has been subpar, in my opinion, other than the instances where Gigi's behind him. And that's one of the fears. One of the fears that Pirlo will not get out of certain comfort zones with guys, and it might hurt this team. We will see how Bonucci will follow up that. We'll see how the entire team follows up that poor display, pathetic really, against Fiorentina. But it's 2021, okay? We're getting into crunch time. This is a huge match. We need the best Juve, and we need the most consistent Juve, and the focus needs to be razor sharp. Will we get it? I don't know. It starts tomorrow against Udinese. My prediction is Juve goes 2-0 up. I believe Udinese will find a goal. Rodrigo De Paul, maybe he's involved in it. Maybe not scoring it, but maybe setting it up. It feels like every time Juve is linked with a player, they do something against us. So I could see that. Maybe he sets one up. Maybe he hits a free kick. I don't know, but look for De Paul. He might even have a great game. He might not. Hopefully he doesn't, to be honest. But look for that. I think they'll go 2-1. And then I think Juve will seal it 3-1. We'll get a few changes in. I don't think Pirlo will use all 5 subs, but hopefully we do. Hopefully we're sitting 3-0, 4-0, and he can use all 5 subs. We can get some fresh legs in, give guys a break before Milan, and then we'll go from there. But fun little stat. Who's the all-time leading goal scorer in this fixture? Juventus versus Udinese. Let's see. Some of the guesses were Dybala. Dybala's up there. He's not the leader. Through social media, guess Baggio. Good guess. He's not the leader. Baggio had 6 in this. Who else? Del Piero. Del Piero's tied with Dybala. So no. Who's going to guess? He's a Dane. It was John Hansen. Yeah, I know. Tough to guess that. John Hansen, and we're talking, back 40s maybe? 40s, 50s? 9 goals in the fixture. But John Hansen, yeah. He was from Denmark, played for Juve about 100 and just shy of 190 matches, scoring like 130 goals, somewhere around there. But yeah, there you go. There's your fun little trivia for this matchup. In the past 10 matches, even all time in this fixture, I think they played each other about 100 times. I think Udinese has won 13 times, and maybe about 60-ish have been in draws. But yeah, out of the last many, Udinese has only got 1 victory, and that was actually in the 1920 season where they beat us 2-1 in like match day 35. So Juve has dominated this. They beat them 4 times in a row at home. This would be 5th straight victory against Udinese at home. And hopefully we get the job done because we need it. Okay, we have to get the month start off right. We shot ourselves in the foot with all these draws, so we need the draws to stop now, and we got to get the 3 points. I'm ready to kick off 2021. I did it with a bang. We gave, as a thank you, a couple jerseys away. I gave a home delict kit away, and then the away Freddie Church Chiesa. And those were actually shipped out today. So congratulations to the winners. For everyone else tuning in or whatnot, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Always giving stuff away. And of course, the big news, the sponsor Striped Hearts Apparel has released a new lineup, hoodies, cool new designs featuring Mandzukic, Tevez, Marquisio, a list of Capitani dating back to Sharia, and Turkish Delight. That design all out now. And the hoodies are pre-sale only. This is a zip up, as you can see here, but the hoodies look the same minus the zipper, and pre-sale only. So make sure you hit stripedheartsapparel.com and get your order in for yours. The first batch getting in here next week and then shipping out. So thanks again, everybody, for the support. I hope you guys enjoy the match tomorrow. Of course, I'll be back with another podcast, and this time it's going to be another first-time guest, as Joshua Fontaine will be joining me, and I look forward to that, and I look forward to many, many more lives that we're going to be doing this season, especially getting ready for match days. Thanks again, as always, for tuning in, and make sure that you stay tuned for the podcast. As always, Forza Juve, fino alla fine. Buonasera, Bianconeri. Ciao.